And now it's time for everyone's favorite game. Quick, what's wrong with this sentence? Why and how would you change it? Ready? Are you sure? I am from Portugal. My first language is Portuguese. Quick, what's wrong with this sentence? Why and how would you change it? Let's look at it. I am from Portugal. My first language is Portuguese. We have I am, which is a subject and verb. And then we have a comma later in the sentence, and right after the comma, we have my first language is, another subject and verb. So we have a subject and verb, comma, subject and verb. Two independent clauses together, separated by a comma. How would you change it? Because it's clearly wrong. Here's how I would change it. I am from Portugal, semicolon. My first language is Portuguese. So the sentence above with the comma is incorrect. That is called a comma splice, and it is a kind of run-on sentence. We either need a period or a semicolon or some other structure to correct a comma splice. Let's look at some more. Ready? I spent 1 year studying English in the U.S. at IEC. This is my second semester in DVC. Quick, what's wrong with this sentence? Why and how would you change it? Here we have, I spent 1 year studying English in the U.S. at IEC, which is the International Education Center. So we have I spent, which is the subject and verb, and then we have everything else that goes along with the verb. And then we have comma, this is my second semester in DVC. So once again, we have two independent clauses that are separated with a comma, and that's not enough. How would you change it? Here's one option. I spent 1 year studying English in the U.S. at IEC. Semicolon. This is my second semester in DVC. Now again, there are other choices for how to correct a comma splice. But usually when somebody creates a comma splice, it means the sentences are closely related. So a semicolon is a very good option. Let's look at some more. I want to go to school full-time to get my degree as soon as I can. Unfortunately, we have a bad economy and I need to work. Quick, what's wrong with this sentence? Why and how would you change it? This one's a long one. I want to go to school full-time to get my degree as soon as I can. Unfortunately, we have a bad economy and I need to work. This one has a lot of commas. So we have to figure out if it is a comma splice and which commas are correct and which commas need to be changed. So we have I want to go, which is the beginning of the independent clause of the first part of the sentence. And then we have a bad economy. And then we have I need to work. We also have as I can. So as I can has a subordinating conjunction. And so we don't want to separate that. So that part is correct. And I need to work is correct because there is a comma before it. But what about all of these other commas? Well, where does the unfortunately go? Is it I want to go to school full-time to get my degree as soon as I can, unfortunately? Period. We have a bad economy and I need to work. Well, I don't think that's where the unfortunately goes. Let's try this. I want to go to school full-time to get my degree as soon as I can. Unfortunately, we have a bad economy and I need to work. How would you change it? Again, using a semicolon, you would put a semicolon before the word unfortunately. I want to go to school full-time to get my degree as soon as I can. Semicolon or a period. Unfortunately, comma, we have a bad economy and I need to work. Those other commas are correct. So don't try to change every comma. In fact, it was not my goal, it was my need. Quick, what's wrong with this sentence? Why and how would you change it? Here we have, in fact, it was not my goal, comma, it was my need. So, in fact, it was not my goal goes together. So we need the first comma, but the second comma we do not need. We need something else in its place. How would you change it? That's right, a semicolon or a period. In fact, it was not my goal, semicolon. It was my need. Notice how there is no and or but. If we had comma, but it was my need, then the comma would be appropriate. But we don't have a word like but, and, nor, yet, or so. So we need that semicolon or something like it. Let's look at another one. My name is Sandra Gardner. I am from the United States. Quick, what's wrong with the sentence? Why and how would you change it? Well, now you know what's wrong with it. It is a comma splice. We have my name is Sandra Gardner. I am from the United States. That comma is too weak. It can't hold those two independent clauses together. So how would you change it? Yes, I like semicolons. My name is Sandra Gardner, semicolon, I am from the United States. Again, a semicolon is not the only way to change a comma splice so that it is correct. But you might as well learn one of the great uses of a semicolon. Let's look some more. My name is Sandra Gardner. I am a DVC student. Quick, what's wrong with the sentence? Why and how would you change it? It should be easy by now. My name is Sandra Gardner, comma, I am a DVC student. How would you change it? Yes, this is one option. My name is Sandra Gardner, semicolon, or period, I am a DVC student. Thank you for playing.